All right. Thank you for joining me back here, because we are just conspiracy and we just wish to conspire with other good people of this planet to leave a better world for future generations than the world we all grew up in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at war between a free and open government and a tyrannical government. So let me kind of go over this. Like, govern means to control, okay? Ment, in this particular circumstance, comes from Latin's mens, mentis, mente. It means of the mind, okay? So government literally means to control the mind. Now, that gives a whole new meaning to the term governmental power. Okay? Mental power. It's the power of your mind. There is nothing in nature called government. Now, nature is self-governing, and it has laws that create it to be self-governing, if anybody actually follows them. If not, I guess there's order out of chaos. So, how do we distinguish between a free and open government and a tyrannical government? Well, first thing that I think is really, really important is that people learn to understand what a government is, because every Facebook page is a government. Every media outlet is a government. Every church is a government. Every organization that you are a part of that governs itself is a government. A swim team is a government. But right now, I'd mainly like to focus on, let's say, Facebook pages or Telegram pages. Okay? Now, in a free and open government, you would have open disclosure about that government, full disclosure about that government, in some type of public forum. That would generally be how you would decide what a free and open government is, compared to a tyrannical government that does not discuss anything with its people and then just tells them how everything's going to go. That's how you could tell a difference between a free and open Telegram channel and a tyrannical Telegram channel. But we all know we're not actually talking about Telegram channels, we're talking about governments. Now, in a government, in a free and open government, when people get tried by the government, they have the right to a trial. And they have the right to be heard. They have the right to be tried before you remove them from society. And this right is so sacred, we still have it today. 12 people are above the authority of a judge in the state, in any state, in the United States. Why? Because we're supposed to live in a free and open society. And we know in a free and open society that when you give the government unlimited power as to decide, try, and decide things for you, they typically abuse it. So when you give a Telegram channel the unlimited power to try somebody, determine their guilt or their innocence, and then kick them off the page or remove them off the page or allow them to stay in their good graces, then, you know, that's kind of a tyrannical Telegram channel. Some channel that just kind of removes people for no reason. But, you know, a Telegram page that actually tried people before they removed them, that would be like a free and open Telegram page or government. Now, The other sign of a free and open Telegram page or government is that you have the right to free speech. As long as you're not spamming, trolling, posting silly stuff, you have the right to free speech, to have a free and open discussion. It's actually encouraged so that we can figure out how to solve some of these problems we face here on Earth. That is what a free and open Telegram chat looks like. Now, a tyrannical Telegram chat would have censored speech. You couldn't say certain things like, I think JC might just be right, and have it upheld openly, publicly. They might just remove you for that without a trial or asking anybody. I don't know where that would happen, but if it had happened, it would be tyrannical. Okay, in a free and open government, not only does the person who's looking at possibly being removed get the right to a trial, but they get the right to have their side of the story heard on the public record. Win or lose or draw, you get your story heard on the public record. You have that right. In a tyrannical Telegram page, or a tyrannical government, because we all know that Telegram pages aren't governments. Don't be silly. In a tyrannical government, the tyrants don't care to hear the other side in any type of public forum or on any type of record, and they will just have it removed. Bye. Again, that's censorship. When you are censoring somebody's case or reason for existence, that's censorship. So, hopefully, now everybody will know the difference between a free and open Telegram channel, I mean government, and a tyrannical government. And speaking of Telegram channels, we have a Telegram channel called Common Law Wise Words. And I also have a Telegram channel called Just Conspiracy. So the Common Law Wise Words is more of a Telegram chat where people can chat about things like law, because that's what we talk about here for the most part. And, on the Just Conspiracy channel, we have things like where these videos are published, and sometimes I ask opinions, and every now and then, actually most of the time, whenever I'm having a show, I'll put it up there so that everybody kind of knows. And just so that everybody knows, I will be having my shows on TalkShoe, okay? Because it seems like my speech is just not wished for by anyone in the public, or so I heard. I heard nobody wants to hear anything about this or what I have to say. So, since nobody wishes to hear anything about this and what I have to say, Tara, I have thought a lot about what you wrote me on Telegram, and the first thing I have to say to you is you don't feel safe with me. You don't feel like you have any privacy. That is one of the things that you said to myself. And I find it hilarious because one of the reasons I set up this quote-unquote safe space was so that your family could be safe listening to it. The other thing that you brought up is that you have no privacy with me because everything I write is being recorded. Everybody I talk to is being recorded because I carry a court of record. And that court is recording 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that record can be pulled up at any time. Let me tell you something about privacy. You're the one who violated our privacy. You're the one who went onto a public forum and chatted about what I privately wrote you about. And I don't have any problem answering or confronting the things that you were talking about. What I have a problem with is you going and running behind my back and talking about them and not talking about them either to me in private or publicly on the public forum, so that I can actually answer for everybody what's actually going on with inside me and with inside my mind, and people stop speculating about what I'm thinking, believing, or doing. Now, with that, I know that a bunch of people are upset that that conversation was recorded at all. I kind of said in the video, that probably made you upset, that JD, if you wish to have a group that's going to talk bad about me, you should just go and create a We Hate JC page. And for Christians like you and Sean and JJ and Christine, you know, for Christians that, like Sean, I helped out of with over $400,000 that the IRS was coming after him for, I helped him walk through court. With you, the state was coming after you for, I believe, around $10,000 in insurance liability, and I helped you walk through it without even having to go into court. With JJ and Christine was in a situation where her ex was coming after her for tens of thousands of dollars of back child support, and I helped them. I gave them advice. So, if somebody can do that to you, and then you can go behind their back and set them up and kick them out of their own movement, or at least try to, then I believe Christians like that would go and set up a Telegram page called We Hate JC. But if you're going to talk crap about me anywhere in the public, you probably should go set up that private page. Because literally, multiple people were screenshotting that stuff and sending it to me because they thought it was wrong. And then you go and accuse people who aren't even doing it. You know, you go and kick a bunch of people off of your page that didn't even know what was going on. Anyways, just go create a We Hate JC Sucks page, and only invite people that you absolutely know hate me into it, because I have helped way too many people out for them not to come and tell me what's going on. Alright, getting back to you, Tara. You say no one's making me do anything against my will and that I'm controlling others. Well, if nobody can control me and make me do something against my will, I don't see how I can control others. I don't see how I'm controlling others by saying, let's have an open and public discussion. I don't see how I'm controlling others by saying, let's talk about it and get a vote. And in fact, in the vote, I can't even vote. How controlling of others is that? I just don't know. The last thing I'm going to kind of address, just kind of, you know, because it's not going to be the last thing that I address, but you say that I'm calling everybody a wrongdoer. No, see, I'm calling out what people are doing wrong, and there's a difference. Okay, I called out Sean for the things that he did wrong. I didn't necessarily call him a wrongdoer. He's done something wrong. I think that Sean's a good person at heart. I believe that he has a good heart. I believe he wishes to make a better world like most of the rest of us. But people like that do wrong from time to time. And it's only by checking their wrong, It's only by saying, hey man, you might have done something wrong, that we learn how not to do wrong. So yes, I'm going to call it wrong to go and talk behind people's backs. Okay? You brought up something about how I'm asking you for specifics. I ain't getting any answers for specifics. These are kind of the specifics that I took from it, but again, kind of like my lawyering ways, I broke it down into points and I'm answering it point by point. So those are kind of my points. And I'm sorry it didn't work out the way I'd hoped it had. And I apologize if I had hurt you by telling you the truth, or by being perceived by you as talking behind your back. I guess you know how it feels when I was reading that stuff you wrote about me, huh? Calling me out of control to force a vote. I'm out of control because I'm asking people to agree upon whether we're tyrannical or not. Yeah, that seems pretty out of control to me. Look, the reason why I'm trying to get people to vote is because I'm trying to get people to stand up for what they believe in, right and wrong. Because without people doing that, people like Valerie Owenby are going to keep getting raped and nothing's going to happen about it. People are going to keep getting murdered in the streets and nobody's going to do anything about it. Cops are going to keep killing unarmed civilians and it won't be a crime. Because nobody takes a real strong stance on right or wrong. There are people actually telling me to leave y'all alone. And they have the right to their opinion. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to let up until the Creator tells me to let up. And JD, this is a warning. I'm trying to get in touch with you privately. I see that you have not, my messages have not been delivered. So I guess you kind of maybe just blocked me. But I'm telling you right now, in public, to try and get in touch with me in private. Because there's some things that we should probably talk about that you have said that are about to be very, very public. If we can't work it out in private. I'm a pretty reasonable and understanding character. Okay. Anyways, the only way I see to a peaceful resolution is to get law back. The only way we're actually going to get law back is if we find it on our own hearts and in our own minds, and we actually uphold and enforce it. And if the other side watches us do this as such a joke and nobody in our law society cares about the actual law, nobody will help me perform it, nobody will help me execute it, then we're going to be in a tyrannical government because they're going to know for sure that nobody's going to do anything. Because even the people who talk about it and think it's a good idea won't practice it. They're going to be like the "we hate JC" Christians. I'm just hoping that more of y'all know Christ and have Him on your heart than that. Anyways, I am just conspiracy, and I just wish to conspire with other good people of this planet to leave a better world for future generations than the world we all grew up in. Tara, it's nothing personal. JD, it's nothing personal. But me getting my movement hijacked that I created, that I started, that I've been rolling the momentum on for 6 years now. 6 years, I think. You're a joke if you think I'm going to give that up without a fight. I don't see why it's surprising to anybody I'm doing what I'm doing. I've only been talking about it for the past 6 years. Anyways, with that, one world, love, and peace. That's what court's for. Like when two people can't work it out in private, when you try everything you can try, and just to put it this way, like I tried talking with them. JJ texted me Saturday night when I was rendering the video about making the claim, and I told him, I'm like, I am so glad. Okay, I was like, I am so glad that that this happened, because otherwise I was about to publish the video. And I couldn't get through to them kind of my side of the story. So I was like, look, I'm just going to send y'all this video and then y'all can watch it and you can call me back. So maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from. And, uh, and so they watch the video, or they actually tell me that they will not watch the video. Like it's not necessary, you know, they don't care. It's not going to change anything. And it's like, then why should I believe your apology? Like, if you're not even going to try and see my perspective, if you're not even going to try and say, hey, this was wrong, I get it now, then why should I accept your apology? And Oracle was actually way more, Oracle was a lot better than I was. And, she was like, well, let's still try and have this mediated. And so, against my better judgment, I asked them if they wish to have a mediator, and they could even pick the mediator. And they were like, well, if our word isn't good for you, and if us, this, that, our word isn't good enough before God, then what's a mediator gonna make a difference? Well, I mean, it's like if I haven't already caught you in 4 or 5 lies blatantly, I would say that that's kind of an argument. But since I've already caught you, like it's kind of difficult to have a private conversation with you. Anyways, with that, I believe Oracle's back. Oracle, are you back?